Hi, how are you? I've uncovered a massive conspiracy. They're coming after me. They want me to counter them, but I will not. I don't care the consequence. Yep. I will not cower to them no matter what. No siree. I don't have any change. Change? I don't need your change. I have plenty of change. I'm like this because of Zach Hadel and Ordinary Sausage. Well, Zach Hadel / Ordinary Sausage. They're the same person, after all. Okay. Wait, what? Zach Hadel and Ordinary Sausage are the same person. Co-creator of Smiling Friends. And the big-nosed occasional guest on Oni Plays. It's the same as the guy who makes everything out of sausage. How would he find the time? He's co-running a show while also making multiple new sausage videos a week. Have you heard of the Japanese short story, The Story of Tomada and Matsunaga, by Junichiro Tanizaki? No. Well, it's a story about a man who disappears mysteriously every few years. His life is a traditional one in the Japanese countryside, and he has a family. His wife doesn't know exactly where he goes all these years, but he always comes back, never explains why. So, for many reasons, an author decides to investigate this mysterious disappearance. And through his findings, he finds out this man, every few years, goes to the city. He gains a lot of weight, and drinks and indulges in all the indulgences. He spends a few years living a traditional Japanese lifestyle. Whenever he tires of either of them, he switches to the other. He represents sort of the dichotomy of Japanese society in the early 20th century. You know, he got the decadent Western lifestyle, or the modest traditional Japanese lifestyle. But in between phases, he gains lots of weight and loses lots of weight as well. That's what Zach Ladel / Ordinary Sausage does. Zach Sausage. Whenever he tires of his debaucherous lifestyle in LA, he goes to Chicago where he has a family. He makes sausage videos. You can make a lot of sausage videos in a day, so he just pre-records them. You know, he cranks them out. Not that hard. As for LA, it's not that much work. You know, Michael Cusack obviously does like 90% of the work on that show. And so he just does some voices and funny improv. And maybe sometimes he'll, show up at Chris O'Neill's house. They don't even sound alike. It's called doing a voice. They don't sound like normal people. It's obviously someone doing a voice. No one sounds like Ordinary Sausage or Zach Hadel. It's obviously the same person doing a voice. And just simply look at them. Take a bunch of weight away from Ordinary Sausage, you get Zach Hadel. Add a bunch of weight to Zach Hadel, you get Ordinary Sausage. It's obvious. This theory's just crazy. What are you, schizophrenic? Yes, very. But the voice in my head that's always right tells me this is right. And it's never wrong. You're telling me that Zach Hadel, he gets tired of his life as a bachelor, flies to Chicago, and then proceeds to crank out, pre-record a bunch of sausage-making videos as a way to relax, all while having a wife and family. Then he proceeds to do this, while also managing to put fan art of the day in all of his videos. How does he do that? AI. Then he wants to go back to LA, where he's co-running a show. I don't think Michael does 90% of the work. But even if so, he's still voicing multiple characters, all while being in a continuous cycle of gaining and losing a noticeable amount of weight. Basically, it's like the short story. Whenever Zach Hadel tires of his debaucherous lifestyle in LA, goes to Chicago for his more modest lifestyle, and vice versa. Zach Hadel does not live a debaucherous lifestyle. He seems like a normal guy, really. I mean, ordinary sausage doesn't seem to be that normal either. He makes stuff like ammonia and tarantula sausage. It seems like, according to your theory, it seems to be more of the opposite. He goes to LA to relax. Huh, didn't think about it that way. Oh well, anyways, I gotta go. Not crazy. It's really true. You wanna think about it? Think about this. They both talked about century eggs. Century eggs were in Smiling Friends, and ordinary sausage made a century egg sausage.
Excuse me, have you perchance seen a long-haired guy in here spouting off nonsense?
No.
Okie dokie.